All right, sorry for the quietness there. We'll be going over some documents here. This is Ken Elger from Exit Springside Realty, bringing you a few different forms here that we deal with in real estate. This one being one of the most important ones. This one here is the agency relationships and real estate transactions. This form here is not a contract. This form, oh, don't mind my food beeping here. I'm cooking some lunch. But this is a disclosure form. We are required by the state of Minnesota Department of Commerce to actually present this to anybody that we have substantive contact with in regards to real estate. So any realtor has to present this. And it says right there, Minnesota law requires that early in a relationship, real estate broker and salesperson discuss with the consumer what type of agency representation or relationships they desire. And there is some more boilerplate stuff. It wants to let you know, though, that this is an agency disclosure form only. It is not a contract. If you desire representation, you must enter into a written contract according to state law. And then the acknowledgement just says, hey, we acknowledge that the realtor presented this to us. Then you guys just sign off on it. So the different type of relationships you can have is a seller's landlord or seller landlord's broker. So whoever's working with the seller, that would be their agent or their broker, and they represent them. Just as same with the buyer. Whichever agent is representing the buyer or whichever broker is representing the buyer, they represent them. But sometimes in Minnesota, we can do this, a dual agency where you can have the same broker or agent doing the whole transaction on buy and sale. There's nothing wrong with this. It's actually really good. But some states do actually not do this. So they want people to know if you are open to it, which most people are, that you are aware. And then we also make sure that in the contract that that's actually signed off on too. Then there's the facilitator, and that's if I were just to be filling out documents for you or something like that. And I don't represent you. I cannot make phone calls for you. I cannot negotiate on your behalf. I can't really do much. I can only do the most basic things, maybe answer some questions and stuff. I really don't try to facilitate like ever if I can, just because it gets tricky there with what we're going to get into next, which is the fiduciary duties. Which so if I become your agent, I would owe you these things: loyalty, obedience, disclosure, confidentiality, reasonable care, and accounting. If you want to read those and see what they mean. But one thing that I want to let you know is the confidentiality one is for life, though. This one doesn't actually terminate upon the end of the contract. The other ones technically do. I still try to do my best to remain loyal to those things even after contract, just because it's good. If you decide, either the seller or even the buyer decides that they do not want to do dual agency, they may give up the chance to see inventory that broker has. So if you say no to dual agency, all exit properties no longer, we can no longer look at them. And then the very last line is the regards. Notice the predatory offender. That'll also be in the representation contract. They really want to let you know that there is the potential for predatory offenders to be in your neighborhood. They want to give you a website down there, right there, and then a phone number you can contact to figure out who is a predatory offender in your neighborhood if you have one. Let's hope you don't. So that concludes this disclosure form. Once again, this disclosure form and not a contract. Signing this does not obligate you anything. It's not a legally binding contract. It's just a disclosure form. Thank you for watching this and have a good day. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me before you sign, and I'll do my best to actually clarify before you sign.